Hello guys and welcome to your second Unity 3D beginners tutorial. My name is Asfan and I'm gonna be teaching you Unity 3D. In the first tutorial, we learn how to install Unity and some basic things about Unity and what Unity can do, what Unity is capable of, the names of some new components in Unity 3D. So in this tutorial, what we are going to do, we are going to start actually building a Unity game. So enough of all the introductions. Now we're going to start building an actual game. So for that purpose, you have to open up your Unity hub here, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the new button. We're gonna create a new project here and see how to create a new project and build a game in Unity. So I'm gonna hit on the new button, and here's a new screen pop up here. It says which type of project or which category of project you want to create. Here are 6 categories of project here in front of me. The first one is 2D game. The second one is if you want to create a 3D game. The second thing is that if you want a 3D game with some extra Unity components, so you can see here an icon which shows more information about that project. We're going to click on that and see. It says this 3D project would be created with some presets and example components. Unity has set some example components in it, for example like camera and environmental objects. So these are added in your project in the start. So the fourth thing is high definition RP. Let's see what's included in that. Unity, as we have discussed before, HDRP, high definition render pipeline. Okay, the fourth one is high definition render pipeline. The fifth one is light render pipeline, and the sixth one is VIA lightweight render pipeline. We're gonna discuss later about these last three projects or types of projects, for which purpose they are used and how to work in them. But before, we're gonna start from the scratch, and what we're gonna do in these next tutorials, we're gonna build a Unity 2D game. So for that purpose, I'm gonna click on Unity 2D and I'm gonna name my project. So what the game we are building today is a 2D game, and you can see on my screen that this is a very famous game. Most of people have played this game, and we're gonna create a clone of this game. Let's you up the name of the game, and we're gonna create the clone of this game. So I'm gonna providing all the assets of this game, all the things we are gonna perform. I'm gonna put it on somewhere so you can download it if you're having any type of difficulty. But my recommendation is you just stick to my tutorials and do what as I'm doing, so you can have a better understanding of all the components of the Unity. So I'm gonna name my project Yo Let's Up, and I'm gonna hit create. You can, if you want to change the location where your project will be created, you can hit on these buttons and you can change the location if you want to. But I have set the location of all my Unity projects in the application in Unity projects folder. So I'm gonna hit on create, and it will gonna start building all the components and just setting up the project for me. And just we're gonna have this wait for a few seconds. It will depend upon the components of your PC, how much powerful is your machine. So it will gonna go faster if your machine have professional components in it. It's gonna start in few seconds, and then we're gonna start building the game. Afterwards, as my project is set up, it will open Unity for me, and it will gonna look like this, as we have created an totally empty project. So it would be same as on your screen as you are seeing on my screen. So first thing first, as some of you people have opened Unity first time, so I'm gonna demonstrate which thing is for which purpose. So you can see, first of all, this scene window is open. So what's the purpose of the scene window? The purpose of the scene window is all the designing, all the setting of 2D and 3D components which you will do in future, you have to do in the scene mode. And the second one is the game mode. The game mode will be showing you how the game will look like on your mobile or any device. If you're building a game for a PC, then the game screen would be showing that how it will gonna look when it will be played. So the scene window is for the designing of the game, and the game window is for to have a look about how the game will gonna look like. Is it looking correct as you have designed in the scene or not? Then you're gonna go to scene and change some things, and you're gonna come back to the game window and you're gonna see if it is looking perfect. So the next thing is hierarchy mode. The hierarchy is an important part of your scene window. The hierarchy shows which objects are present in your scene mode. Suppose you can see a camera icon in my scene. So if I'm gonna click on that, it will gonna highlight the main camera object in my hierarchy. So now you understand that what I'm trying to say is that which object it would be present in your hierarchy, it would be mentioning your scene object. Suppose I'm gonna create a new object here. I'm gonna suppose create a 2D sprite here, and it will gonna create a sprite here, and I'm gonna double click it, and you see there is a sprite created here. Either you cannot see, we're gonna have a deeper look why you cannot see, but if the sprite is created in your hierarchy, it will automatically created in your scene window. So now you get it. Now you get the point. What I'm trying to say is the objects that you create in your hierarchy automatically created in your scene. So they are a representation of your scene window and hierarchy window. So the next thing is your project window. Let's see what the project window is. Well, to demonstrate about the project window, I'm gonna give you an example. Suppose you have a lot of cash in your wallet, but you want to pay 10 bucks for a product on the store. So what you will gonna do, you will open your purse, you will gonna take out 10 bucks and you're gonna pay for that. But all the other cash is present in your wallet. You can use it anytime you want. So similarly, the project window is like that. You have all your assets, all your fonts, all your materials, all your 3D objects present in the project folder. But if you want to use it in your scene or in your game, you can anytime click that object and use that in your scene. But it will gonna be there for you in the project window. So hope you get the point. So next thing I'm gonna move on console. What is console? The console is basically a window which will gonna showing you all your errors, your warnings and your debug logs. So the next thing is the inspector. The inspector is a modified form of your hierarchy objects. So let's have a look. I'm gonna click on the main camera here, and as I click on the main camera, all these properties change in the inspector here. Suppose I'm gonna click on new sprite, all these properties change here. I'm gonna click on the main camera, it will gonna change here. So what is inspector? Actually, inspector is a window here which will gonna show you the detailed properties of the main camera. Suppose I have clicked on the main camera, and the first thing it's showing me the transform. The transform actually is the position, rotation and the scaling of that particular object, and it would always be present in every object. The transform property is there for every project in Unity. The transform is showing me the position of the object in 3D space in X, Y and Z components. Similarly, its rotation, the X rotation component is 0, the Y component rotation is 0 and the Z component rotation is 0. Similarly, the scale. The second thing, it is showing me the camera, and the third thing is it is showing me it is audio listener. We're gonna discuss these components later as we're gonna start building a proper 2D game. But I'll just going through what is inspector. So inspector is detailed information about that particular project present in our hierarchy window. So I hope you understand what these are the basic the view of Unity 3D. one thing I forgot to mention here is that maybe your layout is not like that uh, that you have been shown on my screen. So for that, if you want to set the layout according to me, you have to go on the right corner here. It is mentioned layout tab. So click on that. You have to click 2 by 3 here. So it will gonna freeform like this. So if you want to arrange the layout exactly like me, so you have a better understanding while developing a game, so I'm gonna click on the game, drag it at the top, and I'm gonna drag the project folder under the hierarchy, and it will gonna automatically set up. Second thing which I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on these little three dots here. I'm gonna click it, and I'm gonna change it to one column layout. Well, as our laptops have small screens, so I prefer this layout for you people because that provides you an ease while developing a game. Otherwise, all those other layouts are very complex. If you have a bigger screen, like if you had from 21 inches, you can use those layouts if you want to. But this layout feels gives you an ease while developing a game. Okay, now coming back to the project window, you can see two folders here. The first folder is the asset folder and the second folder is the packages folder. The first folder that is named as assets, all the components you will gonna import, you're gonna create in Unity, like your 3D objects, your 2D objects, all those things will be in your assets folder. And the packages folder is introduced in Unity 2018 and is going on onwards. What it does, Unity have introduced some packages that you can add anytime in your project. So they have provided an ease for you to add those built-in packages in your game at any time you want. Suppose you can see Unity ads library. If you want to run ads in your games, before Unity 2018 you have to import some SDKs in that, you have to go through all the mess. But now Unity has introduced a very easy way to use the ads in that. For that purpose, you have just go to your Windows, you have to click on Package Manager and just have to click on here are the libraries. You just have to click on any library. Suppose I'm gonna click on ads and I'm gonna remove or update it or just install a new library. So you can see here are some other libraries. Suppose I'm gonna go for Google VR Android and I want to install it in my project. I'll just gonna hit the install button and it will be imported here. So Unity have provided very easy way to import all these library. We're gonna have a detailed discussion when we're gonna using these libraries in our project. So just stick with me now. I'm just having an overview of how to use package management. So just move on the next thing. What are those? The game objects. You can open the game object by two ways. You can go on the top bar and click game object, or the other thing is come to your hierarchy window, right click on it and it will be open. So if you want to create a 2D or 3D objects, Unity have defined some sample 2D or 3D objects in the Unity. Suppose there are some 3D objects that are predefined in Unity. Suppose you want to make a cube, sphere, capsule, cylinder, plane, quad, ragdoll, terrain, tree, 3D text. That's are predefined in Unity, and we're gonna go through all these components, how to create it, what these are. Don't worry if you don't understand now. Some are 2D objects. Just we have created sprite before to demonstrate you the hierarchy and the scene window. So we're gonna have a look about that. If you want to create some effects, some lighting, audio, video, UI, user interface, graphic user interface, and camera, so you can create it from here. So let's see, if I delete my main camera here and I want to create a new camera here, I'm gonna right click on in my hierarchy window and I'm gonna click on the camera and my camera will be here in the hierarchy window. So I've deleted the old camera and created the new one according to my requirements. So the next thing is components. These are some components you can add to your game object. Suppose I want to add a physics thing in my sprite. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the sprite, there are again two ways to add these things. I can go here on the component window and could add some physics object in it, or the next and this easy method which I like and which is faster, I can go to here, add component, and you will be showing this window, and I'm gonna be going searching for physics. I'm gonna click physics, and I'm gonna add any object of physics I want to add on my object. So it will provide you, what it does, it will provide your object a physics property. Suppose I add a rigid body to the new sprite. So what will it be acting like? It will be acting like an actual body. Gravity, a mass will be affecting the body. So we're gonna add these in future when we're gonna get building a game. I'm just demonstrating about the components. So the next thing is window. Here are some basic things, some tools that is predefined in Unity. You can use them and build a game. Suppose I accidentally close my scene window, and it would happen with you when you are at the initial stage of building and or using Unity 3D. So don't worry, how can you open that? Just go to Windows, just go to General, and if you have closed any tab accidentally, so just click on scene. I have just closed, suppose I have just accidentally closed the scene window. I'm gonna click on the scene, and it will again gonna here, and I'm gonna drag it here and put it here. So it is back in my where it was. So now we're gonna start building a proper game. With me, and you'll just gonna have a better learning of these all components. I know I'm explaining this and you are getting only the 20% maybe of these things. So as in our first tutorial, I have told you, if you're gonna build a game in Unity by yourself, then you're gonna have a better learning of all the components in Unity. So let's just start building a game. As you can see on my screen, we're gonna just totally build the clone of this game.